Yes. Good day, farmers. It's Barak here from Barak Bogots Farm. Greetings from our farm. We are located in Nakasongola district in Uganda, which is roughly about 2.5 hours from Kampala, capital city. And we do goats farming, specifically Boer goats, Boer crosses, local Mbende goats, and Kalahari, as well as Savannah. So if you're watching us for the first time, I just want to put that as a reminder. But for our regular followers, I just want to welcome you one more time and thank you for following us on our Facebook, Barak Boer Goats, on our TikTok account, YouTube. Thank you. We really appreciate you. You guys are very amazing. You are family, and we appreciate your comments and your feedback. We know we have a lot of followers all over East Africa, starting from Uganda, homeland, to Tanzania, Kenya, Sudan, all around. And thank you so much. We appreciate our customers, people who have been buying from us, purchasing goats. We've had quite a lot of people asking for goats. Sometimes we don't have even enough goats supplied to our customers, and we are sorry about that, but we are working very hard to make sure that in the future we do have enough stock supplied to our customers as much as we can. Just want to quickly give you a quick update on what's happening at the farm. As I've told you before, whenever I get time, I want to just come so we can touch base or talk a little bit about farming. But before I do that, I would like to tell you a little bit about what's happening at the farm. So the farm is doing amazing at the moment. As usual, farming has its own challenges. In fact, specifically where we are in Nakasongola district, being a cattle corridor, that district can be very dry. So for the last 2 years, we actually didn't receive much rain, especially this specific year. And what that does is it puts us into a bit of a tricky spot where we do not have enough water for animals, which is very difficult. It's practically not possible to have livestock, animals, or even human beings without having water. For those of you guys who are already into farming, you can relate to what I'm talking about. And so unless you have some really big water reserves, that means whenever it rains once, you have enough water to run you for the next few years. We did not prepare very well enough. And these are some of the challenges that that I keep saying, that farming is a lifelong learning process. You make mistakes, you learn from them. That's just the way it is. And so one big issue that we have right now is the lack of enough water. We've run out of water. In fact, some of you guys might have seen from some of our social media platforms, but we are working hard on it, and we hope that we will restore the situation and everything will be back in control. Then you have other challenges like diseases that will come from time to time, but those ones are part of farming. Yes, a lot of times it has something to do with malnutritional, so goats not having very well balanced diet. I've noticed this is actually one of the challenges that we also have at our farm, because when it's very dry, actually they don't get a lot of nutrients, since there's not a lot of grass, or it's not very bushy, in other words. So those two things we've been working on, and but do not worry, there's nothing very much to worry about. Everything is under control. We work with our vets, and ourselves. We're pretty experienced with those kinds of things, and so we think everything will be under control within a few months down the track. So we are expecting to introduce more Savannah bucks from South Africa. So the future looks very great. So basically today I just want to do a quick video just to remind you guys about how lucrative goat farming can be if you do it the right way. The multiplication process for goats is amazing. So in a year, a goat can give birth at least 2 times, and if the goat is giving birth at least 2 kids, that's about 4 kids that you're probably expecting in one goat, right, in 1 year. And so if you have 4 kids, assume you have about, I don't know, 10 goats times 4, that's about 40 kids you're expecting in a year. Maybe if you lose, I don't know, you lose like 10 of them, you still have 30 goats remaining, you know. If you keep on track, if you keep those goats going, like multiplying year after year, that's a lot of goats you're gonna have at the end of the day, you know. So guys, I think if I have to say something about goats farming, this is the thing. Do not, a lot of people want to get into farming, or even goats farming or other kinds of farming towards the end of the retirement. So when people think of farming, they think of it in the sense that, oh, that's something I want to go into when I've retired. It doesn't have to be like that, you know. The earlier actually you start it, the better. You can set the record when you're young. You get into it when you're young, work something out, set it up properly. That one can actually work for you when you're elder, you know. Just like a retirement plan, you know, some people have specific saving schemes that they save their money through, and then that money will actually help them or will take them through the aging period, right? So it will cover the expenses. The same thing can be worked out in goats farming. You can set up a very good goats farming project or adventure that will actually give you or pay you back when you're older and can't work anymore. And so and this is what I also want people to think about when they think about farming or even anything, any kind of business, right? Is you have to believe that there is a very nice place for you somewhere up there. In other words, when you do something, give it 100% and don't expect to be the bottom person. No way. You have to fight to be at the top of the ladder, you know. So if you're doing anything, whether it's goats farming, do it the best way, you know, and do it very well, and that's gonna pay you back. Obviously, you need to have passion in farming. If you don't have passion, it's very hard to do. And the other thing that I've told you guys that you need to have is the knowledge. You need to have the knowledge of what you're doing. Now, you don't have to be born with everything. You can learn some of these things through doing farm visits, or talking to other farmers and things like that, doing research by yourself. But you also need the breeds. You need to have the right breeds for your farm, because that's where most people get it wrong. They don't really look for the right breeds when they're starting, and that messes up the entire farming journey, you know. Then the rest is just re-management, and I'm talking about workers, you know, treatment, cleaning the goat's house. That really, along with nutrition, covers about 80% or even 70% of farming, because most diseases come from goats not being fed properly or not being managed properly, you know. So again, that's just a bit of I'm taking you guys back a little bit about some of the topics that we covered before, in case you're coming across this video for the first time. But in case you want to get into farming, think about those things, you know. Like I said, nutritional management, breeds are the most important things that I think one should have. Yeah, so today I'll keep it very brief. I just want to give you a quick update on that, and I really want to thank you one more time again for being our followers and supporting us in one or the other, your comments and sharing and everything. I think we need to grow together. We cannot do this by ourselves, you know, and we need to encourage more people into farming. There's a huge demand of goats in Uganda in particular, whether it's a local market or international market. There's also export market waiting for us. Remember that we don't have many commercial farmers in Africa, or actually in Uganda specifically, I think. And so this is an area that is growing. The future, guys, is for us, you know, the young people. I don't know what I mean by young people, but I see myself as young still, because all the way up until somewhere in the late 30s, I think someone is still young in one or the other, you know. So guys, we don't have a lot of jobs in our country, in Uganda. Most people want to be in professional jobs, you know, in the office jobs, but we don't have many of those jobs. But it's possible to turn agriculture into jobs, not just for us, but also for our family members or friends or other people who need to be employed. Like one small farm can hire up to 50 people, depending on how well organized the farm is, you know. So here we are, we're killing two birds with one stone. One side, we are, you know, developing ourselves in the sense that we are making money from these goats, which is very important. But on the other side, we're creating jobs, but also pushing our country forward. So guys, when you think about agriculture, think plan, have a thing in mind. You might have a small land, you may have a few acres, it doesn't have to stop you from doing that. You just need to understand what kind of farming, how can you do farming in your small piece of land that is going to be beneficial. It can even be on zero grazing, and if you have a big land, even better. When I started, guys, I did not have a clear idea or vision where I was going, but over time things get clearer. So the biggest thing, or the biggest take home for now, is this one: get started. Sometimes starting is the hardest or the most scariest thing. Once you get started, everything else will work out. You might have some challenges here and there. That's just part of the process. Yes. Otherwise, I really want to thank you for tuning in or listening to our audio. Please share it as usual. Do go ahead to our YouTube channel and subscribe. We'll be sharing more videos as time goes by. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.